So today it's all about creating widgets. What exactly is a widget? Well, we just press this button a few times and we get a little widget like this. And we have some more things we can work with as long as we make some more widgets. Lots of widgets are gonna be made here, but now we are out of materials to make widgets. So we go out to the build menu here where we can see all the land that we have to work with. And to get more materials, first we need to set up an iron mine that can go right over here. And then we're also gonna need a smelter. But we head over to the iron mine and then get a few of those running at the same time so we can get some iron ore. Just do this for a couple of go-arounds so we can get a good supply of ore to start with. So we have 24 for right now, and then we can go to the smelter and just drop it all in this vat here, which can hold up to 20. And then once that's full, we go ahead and smelt it all. That'll take a few seconds, but then that gives us 20 iron ingots all at once. So we can go back to the widget factory and make more widgets. But widgets are also just the beginning. If this tech tree is anything to go by, it gets pretty crazy going forward. But we can get some other upgrades like a furnace optimizer that automatically starts it when it's full. And thankfully we had all the materials there to do that. So we go back to the smelter and then go ahead and build it, which we do need a few more widgets to do that. So let's just go back and then go through the whole process again, getting some ore. And then eventually we can start to automate this by getting an auto miner here, but let's just quickly smelt all the things first. And we can also get some upgrades here that are auto loaders, but we're just gonna quickly create a few more widgets, which are all being used right away, but then they're not being used at all. So there it is, the auto loader thing. Not quite the auto loader, the auto smelter. The auto loaders are up here, which we do have some spare ingots for, but I think first we get some of these automatic miners in place. So now that will go through its thing and then collect some ore for us automatically. Very nice. Although it doesn't do a whole lot by itself, so we should still go around and click these things. So now we have 45 ore to work with. Very good. And now that the auto smelter is in place, when we fill up the smelter this time, it starts on its own. Very good. And then once all that's put together, we have enough materials to make one of these auto loaders over here. So not only will it automatically smelt when it's full, it'll automatically load the thing too. And it's working at about the same pace as the iron ore, I believe, if not a little bit slower. So that's a pretty automated pipeline so far. And then with just a few more widgets, we can start to make a auto crafter to automatically make widgets, which will do it every 6 seconds. So it's not the quickest, but we can get a few of these in place. But is there anything more in the tech tree we can get to help with this? Probably the mining speed increase, or also the smelting speed. What am I saying? We're gonna get both anyways. And then we'll make sure that we have enough iron ore that we can smelt 20 at a time at all times. So we can go through the smelter pretty easily. And then it actually looks like we are good on the amount of iron ingots that we need. So we just need to start making a bunch more widgets, which these things are kind of doing pretty well, but we can also speed up that process just so we can start to keep some widgets for ourselves. But for sure, the bottleneck right now is how quickly we can smelt things. And also, I don't know if you can see these like silhouettes, ghost things here, but there is definitely more pieces we can strap onto these machines in the future. It's just a bit of a process to get there. But now we should be on track to make as many widgets as we need because we have a lot of iron ingots off to the side. Oh, and we're actually stockpiling widgets now, so I guess that upgrade is completed. Good. More mining speed. And then to get to the second tier of technology, we need 864 widgets. We're definitely gonna need to build the factory more than it is now to get there, which there is this optimized materials upgrade that says it has a chance to create additional items for free. I like the sound of that. And there's actually enough widgets that we have right now, so we can get that done and then just focus on smelting enough iron. So that's gonna be a very quick upgrade to get. Beautiful. So now we have a slight chance to create 2 widgets. Now I definitely think we should go ahead and start to put in some more automated things, like another auto miner or 2 over here, and then another auto loader in here, which is all gonna cost a lot of iron ingots. So we're just gonna sit here for a little while, but it's already going to this one. So that means that the iron mine has 3 automated things going now. Good. And there is a thing over here too. We should probably build this so the mining speed actually upgrades. And I definitely think the next facility that we build is going to be a smelter. But now we have 2 autoloaders going and the upgrade for the iron mine too. Now we can bring things over and get the optimized materials upgrade built here, which took all of the iron ingots that we had, but that's pretty much par for the course right now. And then let's go ahead and get the blueprint in place for the smelter too, right over here. And there it is, the extra production thing. Now, the problem is that the other smelter still needs a few iron ingots, but also a lot more widgets. So we're definitely gonna need to craft up a whole lot more iron ingots too. And we're also starting to run a bit short on iron ore too. So we'll probably have to press these manual buttons a few times just to stockpile up a little bit. And there's a second smelter. Good, so now we can get more iron ore smelted at once. Although we are definitely gonna get the optimizing upgrades as soon as we can. But now we have 2 smelters going. That should really speed up the process, but it also might be a little too fast for the iron ore to keep up with. We are consuming about 1.5 every second, which is more than we're producing. So we definitely need some more things here, like some more auto miners. And then we'll probably need a second one of these in place as well. There, so now we have 6 auto miners at this first iron mine, plus the extra bonus from the thingy here. And then this just needs more widgets, so we come back here, but also we don't have any iron ingots at all. There we go, now we have them back. So we just helped out the production here a little bit. And now we have another iron mine here. Very good. And right now we are looking at double the iron ore production than we are the consumption, so that's a good sign. But it also means that we could do more in the smelting department. So to that end, I think we need more auto loaders, since they're each working only every 3 seconds. And so if we have 6 of them going, that's 6 iron ore every 3 seconds, which means that it should only take like, what, 10 seconds to load this thing fully? I like that process. And we haven't even turned on the increased iron mining speed here. So let's just do that. But something else that we need to do is definitely get some more widget production here, because that's really empty. That mostly relies on us smelting a whole lot more iron into ingots. Is there an upgrade that we can get to improve that? The smelting upgrade speed would be good. So casually everything goes into that, which we need 29 widgets for. I mean, we should be able to do that pretty effectively. It's just, we're gonna be here a while. Oh, and we unlocked a superheated crucible. Beautiful, but I guess that's also something that we got to install. So get that queued up as well in both spots. And then we should see, yeah, there's a superheated crucible. Beautiful. And sure enough, that is way faster, so we should see a way better supply of iron ingots. And now we're looking at 100 plus iron ingots, so now we can get another widget factory in place and then get all the such upgrades over here. So now we should be looking at 2 branches of automated production. So I think we can just stack up 2 of these with each other to get more iron ore, and then 2 more smelters, just in a fun little arrangement. And man, this smelter that doesn't have any upgrades yet looks so slow compared to the things we have now. But once we get these in place, I think we can work on getting that second tier of technology. And now we have kind of boosted the smelters a little too hard, because now we are completely out of iron ore. And sadly, there isn't any more upgrades really that we have access to until we get to the next tiers, which is the one that caused so many widgets. But we could also put some effort in towards this mastery thing, which doubles the number of things crafted by hand. So I like the sound of that. And I think to make all of this production go along, where I'm needed most is the iron ore production here. Oh, it's actually not making any more because storage is full. Well, that's interesting. And now we're at 100 plus of the basic widgets, so I guess we do need to queue up that second tier technology thing anyway. So we're looking at 115 so far just from starting it, and that's going up pretty quickly. But we can make it go up even quicker by doing the doubling thing that we have access to now, which thankfully I think just still uses the same amount of iron ingots. That is to say 1. Oh, and sometimes we were producing 3 there. That must be the extra productivity bonus too. I like that. Hopefully this comes with storage upgrade, because being limited to just 100 of everything is a little tedious. At least we can see our progress in the top left there. And it is going up actually pretty steadily. We're already halfway there. And before you know it, we are at our goal. We have tier 2 technology now. Reached it in 27 minutes. Don't worry about it. But now we have access to more things, like sand and glass. Wow. And a widget spinner. Interesting. But more importantly, we have access to new technologies, which can really boost our production down here. Ooh, increases smelting speed by 25% for each adjacent one. So it's good that we built them next to each other, although that takes gyroscopes and spinning widgets. So we definitely need to get these things set up. Ooh, but we can put in some effort towards the warehouse here for storage capacity, which already has all the ingots that we need, and now we just need spinning widgets. And you know what? Being able to deconstruct is definitely gonna help things, so we got that right away. So it'd be good to space out these things from each other, so the production things can be next to each other, and then the iron ore things can be next to each other. And then the smelters will be in their own little pocket here. So I like that idea. And then let's go ahead and get this next production line set up. So we need a sand pit, which I'm not sure it really needs to be anywhere special, but there is sand down here along the coast. So it's probably better here. I would imagine so. Let's go ahead and build 2 of these if we can. And we can't yet because it actually needs spinning widgets. So let's cancel this one and then see what the sand pit is working with here. Looking like Dune or something. Oh, they actually move too. Gathering up quite a bit of sand at once until they stop, and that gave us 10 sand. Well, we're definitely gonna use things to create auto miners for that. But oh, the spinning widgets again. Okay. Back to up here, let's see, widget spinner, let's just put you over here, I guess, to see what you need, which we still need to make a few basic widgets for that. My goodness, no wonder we need that warehouse. Can we build it yet? No, because we need the spinning widgets. Of course we need the spinning widgets. What even is a spinning widget? It's this thing, it's a, oh my gosh, it's a fidget spinner. Not what I was expecting. What then? So we need gyroscopes and basic widgets to make those. And then the gyroscope thing can go in pretty quickly, arbitrarily here. Combines widgets and a delicate glass frame. So definitely need a glass kiln to be nearby, but that also needs so many more basic widgets. So back to here, which we're also using a large volume of iron ingots, but we are still producing more than we're consuming. So that's good at least. Okay, so glass kiln, now we take sand and then we put in there. Too cold? What do you mean? Oh, we can change the smelting speed by making it hotter. Interesting. And it looks like every time glass is smelted, it gets a little colder. So we need to keep this thing charged up, and that is super fast. So we definitely need something to keep that heated up at all times. Is there a thing for that? A kiln governor, yes, we need this. And now we have some glass, so we combine that with basic widgets, and we spin this to make a gyroscope. This is really interesting. So now we have 4 gyroscopes, and then we come in here, and then it needs to be in phase before we can craft it. Weird. This is very interesting. It's not just a straightforward manufacturing system. I like it. But right now, the bottleneck is definitely the glass smelting. Ooh, but we can make some auto loaders too. So we can do that, or at least one of them, because then everything starts needing some spinning widgets. So let's just store up a whole bunch of glass right now. And now we just make a whole bunch of gyroscopes, which we definitely are gonna build one over here because I don't wanna sit here and press this twice. It's actually pressing holding it twice, which is worse. Also, is this getting faster? Okay, so we press it in time and then it does get faster until we mess up. Very interesting. So we slowly but surely make our way to 55 gyroscopes right now, which should mean that we can make a lot of spinners. And there we unlock the warehouse. So we should see a bigger maximum. Oh, we gotta build it. And now the widgets are going to mechanized shovels, which, yeah, I could cancel all these, but they're all gonna be useful, so I don't really want to. Plus, I don't even remember what I queued up, so priority is kind of out the window right now, too. And sadly, that double production for hand making things is only for the first tier right now. Hey, and now we have all the auto miners here going, and then mechanized shovels is right there. But I think the sand harvesting speed is okay right now. Okay, definitely gonna be setting one of these in the queue at the very least, just so I don't have to keep coming back to this and trying to time it all the time. Oh, interesting. So this one is similar to the adjacent upgrade, but it only wants one other widget factory to be adjacent. Aha, now we're starting to see some benefit to the different landscapes. So the iron rich upgrade is only when it's placed on rocks, which there is quite a few of those all along the mountains here. Okay, and we can also get this rapid assembly right now, so we'll do that as soon as we get these in place and all the things. So rapid assembly here, built right away, and everywhere else. Oh, and it actually didn't build the optimized thing here, which is interesting. Or all the different things here, so definitely getting those in place. There, now we should be looking at a lot better widget production. But also we're looking at not great iron ingot production either. Oh wait, it actually just maxed out again. Never mind. What we need to work on is more the glass and gyroscope production, it looks like. Oh yes, and there's the auto thing. Yeah, so now we're automatically making spinning widgets as soon as we have materials, which we need more gyroscopes for that. And to that end, we need more glass. So now we can get the kiln governor in here. So now we just gotta make sure the glass is stocked up so that the gyroscopes can be made, and we just need one more widget. And there it is. Beautiful. That's staying really high up there now. But now our sand production is actually looking very maxed out, so we can get another glass factory in here, I think, to try and ease up that bottleneck, which also requires spinning widgets. Ugh. And then by the time we reach the end of the gyroscopes, there should be another glass factory in place. And sure enough, there it is. And thankfully, the first auto thing in each of these places only costs basic materials, so we can get those built right away, but it takes a little more to get that one done. But now we have more glass being made, and we actually are starting to get a few spinning widgets stored up too, even though the production is still super low. But now we can get the kiln governor here in place right away, and another auto loader here. Beautiful. And we're still looking at maximum sand here, so I like that. But now we need probably more gyroscope fabricators. So we get one of those in place, needing so many more spinning widgets yet again. But now we have 36 gyroscopes built up, and the spinning widgets are going somewhere right now. Probably here. Yeah, they're going here. What other tech upgrades can we get? Probably this one, just so we can get that tier 2 items crafted by hand doubled as well. Ooh, also improves production of lower tiers to a lesser degree. I like that idea. But I think before that, we definitely need some of these spinning widget upgrades done first. And that actually costs raw gyroscopes. Oh, that hurt. But we can get both of those covered for gyroscopes right now, and then go back to here and just focus on making more, because now we have a lot more glass available. So we get back the gyroscopes that we had, and there's a second one. Oh, beautiful. So let's get this auto thing in place, and then hopefully not worry about that. But also, how fast does this make things? 6 seconds. Gross. Ooh, and there's a gyroscopic array upgrade. So for sure, getting this started, and there it's in place. So now it should be working, yeah, a little bit faster by a couple of seconds. And then we can get this spin stabilizer in place right away too. Beautiful. So now we have one spinning widget factory that's looking pretty good on production right now. The thing is, can we afford a second one? Not very easily. We don't even have a warehouse yet. Then again, are we really hurting on things? We probably will once we get to higher tiers, because just of things reaching above 100, but we're not there yet. So let's focus on this tier 2 mastery right now, which we have enough basic widgets for, surprise, surprise. And I would definitely feel better if we had more widget production. So maybe we can cancel this, which thankfully gives us the things back, and then we'll get a few more things in place here, like another sub spinner. So now we should be seeing a lot better spinning widget production, and the gyroscope consumption is definitely going up as well. It's more than double that of the production, so that's not good. And then all these are slowly being worked on as we get more spinning widgets, which, wow, our production is looking at 1 per second. I like that. It's just a little bit inaccurate because it's like all at once. But now our gyroscope production is over 1 per second, so I like that even more. But of course, that means we also need more glass factories, or at least more of these autoloader things. I don't really think this is going to be hurting the sand production though, although we can also get this mechanized shovel upgrade in the queue, just so we can get more sand, even if it is coarse and rough and irritating and gets everywhere. But now we have a very interesting ratio here. We have 1 sand pit, 2 glass kilns, 3 gyroscope fabricators, and 1 widget spinner. And the glass kilns are for sure the bottleneck right now. But look at how many gyroscopes we have now. We have 60, which means our sand production should be pretty good right now, I think. We just need to work on the glass production, because the production is matching the consumption, and that's not good. But a third one is on the way, and both of these other ones are firing at full capacity right now too. So this third one is absolutely necessary if those two are barely keeping up. So we for sure need this kiln governor in place. And wow, we're actually looking at 100 gyroscopes right now. That's honestly surprising. Okay, but now we are making more glass so we can get more of these autoloaders in place beautifully. And now our production on glass is way more than consumption. But also, wow, that sand production took a hit. So when you know it, we're going back and making more of these, and we're definitely gonna keep these on the beach, because I feel like that's going to be important moving forward. Similar to how the iron ore things do better on rocks. Speaking of, it might be a good idea to get this just so we have this, but that also costs so many spinning widgets. I don't like the spinning widgets thing. Let's get the mastery, which is actually going up at a pretty steady pace. Oh, and wouldn't you know it, we made it down to 0 sands now. We were just at 100 a little bit ago. Definitely need more shovels. Okay, so all of our production should be looking really good now. We are maxed out on glass, sand, and gyroscopes. So now the scary part is getting more spinning widgets and more spinning widget factories in place. Like this one isn't even operating at full capacity, which we should probably do. But since the gyroscope amount is so high now, I think that gives them a little bit of a head start. But at the very least, we do still have more of these things than these things. But that glass level is also falling at a pretty decent pace, which I don't like. Oh, now our basic widget line is looking pretty weak. So we should probably start researching these twins upgrades, which actually we got right away. Nice. So when we go back to the map here, we need these to be in sets of 2. So I'll place you over here, adjacent to exactly one other widget factory, which it should be getting right now. And then we get another one going. That should be okay. I would really not want to go through all of this other production again, but I feel like we might need to, looking at that iron ingot level up there, which there is that upgrade too. 25% for each adjacent smelter. So yes, because we are now maxed out on all these things at all times. I like it. And then we definitely need to get the iron rich rocks upgrade too, and then start moving these to the rocks, which thankfully the pick up and put down is very effective. So let's actually just take a moment and get more of these built up on the other rock faces and upgraded fully, which there actually is a lot of rocks that we can do here too. So this should be very easy to do to make sure that we never run out of coal. I can't believe I just said coal, it's iron. We're working with iron this whole time. The problem is that just completely drained our ingot and widget things. Wow. So maybe we don't need these many iron mines right away. So we're just short of this one for things. Let's just get that right away. And now we can get the third tier of technology, needing almost 1,000 spinning widgets. Oh boy. Now I'm trying to figure out if we get another spinning widget thing in here, how much is that gonna hurt production? I feel like quite a bit. And if it's similar to what we just went through, then we're definitely gonna need a lot more widget spinners moving forward. So we might as well get that built up again with another thing here. And thankfully these spinning widgets prioritize buildings, it seems like, over technology, because they're all going here now, and there's a third one. But do they prioritize the, okay, they do prioritize the building upgrades as well, so that's good news. And we can get a lot of those made at once, but now all the other numbers are dropping so fast, oh dear. So I guess for every one of those, we need so many more of these other ones, so let's get those in place too. And then we round out the rest of these sub-spinners. So the consumption and production now is a little misleading because they're all going towards this tier 3 technology upgrade, but the production should still be sound. So we are making 4 a second? That's really good. Do I even have a warehouse? I totally forgot to build a warehouse. So we'll just get one of these over here, I guess, and next to the swamp. So once that is in place, we should be able to do better than 100 plus 10 storage for all items. That's not as much as I thought it would be, but I guess there are some things in here so we can change the storage type. 100 storage for tier 1 items. Okay, I like the sound of that. And then we can build a second one for tier 2 items. So move you over here just to keep the wings of production separate. And on that note, we should probably move these. So now all the tier 1 production is on one side of the world, and then tier 2 is on the other side. And now we have access to tier 3 technology, which took an hour. That is the total time though, so I'm not too worried about it. But now what are we working with? Wow, we're working with oil, power plants, batteries? Very cool. So, okay, from deep within the earth. So where do oil things like to go? Probably more desert, right? But I mean, let's just place one over here arbitrarily. It's just automatically going. Nice, I don't have to do anything. But it looks like there's a pressure gauge that is slowly deteriorating, similar to the kilns. Oh, safe pressure exceeded, so it has to depressurize. Interesting. So we have to keep it just right here. And that's earning 1 oil every second pretty much. But we can also get a few more derricks in here to get even more oil. I don't even know what to do with the oil yet. Burns raw oil to generate electrical power. Okay, so that's what we do with it. I'm guessing these would be good in the ruins, so let's just keep it right next to it for now. And now we can burn oil for electric power, which requires a pull of the lever, a literal pull of the lever. Who would do this for all hours of the day? Because that's what you need to power these things. My goodness, at least we have plenty of oil being made now. But here, let's also just get a couple of auto burners in place just to make that easier for me. And then what else do we got here? Eminent domain. We have to get these other things in place. So battery assembler charges and builds batteries. So that can go down here, which needs glass of all things. Not sure you want a battery encased in glass. That doesn't seem very safe. But since things are costing glass to use, we're definitely gonna need more glass things in place. So let's get 2 more of those. That should be good. Hopefully not using too much sand right away, which we were almost maxed out on that anyway. So we'll just get these up and running like we do. And now we have a battery assembler. Okay, so it needs iron ingots and basic widgets. so it doesn't actually need glass, which is helpful, I guess. So we need to energize the battery here. Oh, we have to press these twice. Oh goodness. This is such a process for making batteries. I'm glad I can automate this, even though it's slow, but they are all kind of slow to begin with. So let's just get that going. And then what was it we need with the batteries? Capacitors? Capacitor banks. Merges widget technology with a portable power source, causing them to auto rotate. So it's like an electromagnet sort of thing, which we built right away. Okay, match voltage. Oh no. Oh, I don't like this. Why do I have to think about this? That is absolutely something I want to automate right away. I'm glad it made so many of those things initially. I absolutely do not want production to be a puzzle here. At least I can make a few at a time, but where are they going already? They're going here? No, that's an upgrade thing. Oh no, they're going over here, okay. Which thankfully we have enough batteries for a little bit, but it looks like we need more. But then we run out of batteries, so we gotta come back here and do more things. At least we have more battery makers already, but how is this affecting our supplies otherwise? We're actually looking really good. And those also cause capacitor widgets to upgrade. Oh, lovely. And now we don't have oil. And I think for sure we definitely need to get the auto pressurizer so we can maintain optimal pressure at all times. But also, what is this? Reduce the exponential cost of building frames. Okay, that'll be good moving forward, but we can still afford them pretty well right now. But here, maybe we can get a capacitor widget in place right there pretty soon, which would definitely help this process. You know what the scary thing is? I'm starting to decipher which buttons are needed to be pressed faster. I've been doing this for too long. Like there, I just got the right buttons right away. Not my proudest moment, but now we have the auto pressurizer unlocked. Good. And this next one should make a upgrade thingy over there. Yes, there it is. Okay, now we can start to make these capacitors automatically. Oh, that's a relief. But it's only one at a time though, so that's a little disappointing. Let's make another one right away. And another one, sure. Okay, so now we should be getting some bottlenecks here, mostly in the power production it looks like. But now that we can make widgets, we can get more of these upgrades here. And then we should hopefully see enough to get an auto pressurizer here pretty soon. We have enough capacitors already, and we just need batteries. And there, an auto pressurizer. Oh, that's even better. So now we should be okay for a little bit on the oil field. Ooh, and we definitely want this conveyor system. Okay, it looks like the major bottleneck is the battery production, which is actually back even further to the energy production, because we have plenty of oil and nothing really else. So we are going to be messing with the power lever like this over and over. And then definitely queuing up this upgrade so we can get that going as soon as possible. Oh wait, we have the conveyor system. Oh good. Now we just need to space these out a little bit better. So now we should be making more glass easily. And now we just need to worry about the power situation. And even if I wanted to, I couldn't speed up the production manually because it needs 2 batteries. And they are really fighting each other for the batteries over here. So we'll just be doing this for a bit. And there it's available to build. Increases power generation by 25%, which thankfully we can get those extra things fairly quickly actually. So now we have a flame stack, beautiful. So we're definitely gonna need more power things over here before anything else, which thankfully we can get all of them in place. I like that. And is there an upgrade to increase oil productivity? Oil pump speed, I like that idea. And once we get it in place over here, black gold, then that increases the pump speed. Excellent, so we are actually maxed out on oil. We probably should get another warehouse for tier 3 items. Okay, so now we can have an excess of oil. Oh, but it actually looks like the basic widgets are also taking a hit to production again because we're consuming 8 a second? Wow. So I guess the consumption is very hit or miss, probably because of the other bottlenecks that we have. Mostly here, I feel like. But now we are starting to get a good supply of power here. So since 2 batteries are needed for a capacitor, we should probably get 2 battery factories going anyway. And you know, double everything before that, just so we don't lose anything. Getting the electrical plants built up and the oil fields, which also means that we're gonna be in capacitor and battery debt for a little bit. It's just a bit of a problem though, because batteries are needed for building, but also for capacitors. Thankfully though, everything else we were working on is keeping up with the new demand. So we can max out this battery production facility, and the widgets get made pretty quickly. Now we can also research this battery production speed increase, and then we might as well queue up the capacitor upgrades as well. So now we can plug that upgrade into the battery facility. And you know, it might help too if we had all the auto crafters going in the capacitor factory. And it's the next day, and it looks like things have gotten a bit of an upgrade here after an update. So we can actually see the voltage needed and how much each of the buttons add. Very interesting. Oh wow, that makes things way easier. 11 volts, so we get 8 2 and 1, so that evens out. A whole lot less mental thinking for that. And then the 4 button all by itself. And then the other capacitor thing is available too. So now we actually have all of the auto crafters going right now. Very good. And then there's one upgrade in place, and then the other one goes in. Beautiful. And then we can quickly research a few more things like this construction overview and pausing, so we can get a little bit of a better view about things. And thankfully, it looks like all the other construction is keeping up with the demand, except for power. Of course, power. So maybe we'll just get another one of these in there, as we are bone dry on capacitor widgets again. At least now we can see where things are being held up. So the tech is still being researched, but then when that's done, it should all go towards the oil power plant again. And sure enough, it does. And it added a button to pause and cancel the construction too. Beautiful. And you know, before I build anything else, I probably should get this exponential cost reduction, and then, you know, also work on this little thing. And it does look like we can set the priority for all these as well. So they all get completed very quickly, so now we have a fully functioning power plant again, which might be hurting the oil production, so we'll just get another one of those. Ooh, and the eminent domain is unlocked. Perfect timing. And I definitely feel like I should get the other upgrades that we can get for the lower tiers of technology, so those can be maxed out to the best of their abilities. At least right now, because there's a lot of other tiers that we can get to. Like there's a tier 9? Oh wait, tier 12? What? We won't worry about that today, but we will worry about getting these other upgrades in place, like this core drilling here. Or, oh man, I forgot how many iron mines I put in. Are they even all working at capacity? And it looks like they are, so we just gotta get all of these queued up. And then the smelter gets an upgrade over here. That was instant. And then the widget factories, oh, this one isn't running at all. Well, that's a problem. Didn't have anything going for it, whoopsies. And then we can also boost the tier 2 production line, which these have the upgrade now for the placing on the sand, so it's good that we did that. And thankfully all these ones are running. Glass factory gets an upgrade over here, superheated crucible, I like that. So now we are actually looking at full storage for these things. Well, that's a good problem to have, I think. And then gyroscopes get a thingy over here to increase their crafting speed, which is also instant, because thankfully the demand for it is very low. And then the widget spinner doesn't get anything else. Well, that's too bad. But now we have all the research available to us completed. So it kind of makes me wonder what tier 4 technology has. So let's go for it. Needs 784 capacitor widgets. So here, let's just double all the things going up the chain, being right next to each other, and then we can go ahead and watch their progress here, while also opening up the oil field and making sure that all the different structures in here to boost them get built. And also, where do they fall in the thing? They fall pretty far down. We'll boost the auto pressurizer on this one to the top, and then making sure the auto pressurizer gets built before anything else. And we are queuing up so many things in the tech tree as well. So now we have doubled our oil production, and then we work on the power plant. Not even really worried about if we have the things, just queuing them all up. But oh man, it's really hurting the supply getting all these things in place. Yikes. At least we now have all the power plants up and running, and I'm thinking this might end up working backwards, where once we have full capacitors, then we get full batteries and then full things, which will stop the oil from being demanded so much. It's an interesting priority to say the least. But now we can get more battery things in place, which just means we're adding even more to the construction queue. But now we have a second capacitor bank. So once everything is in place, then we have doubled our capacitor production, which will work its way down the line to tier 4 technology, down 53 items. And this would also explain why the production is so low, because all the auto workers haven't been built yet. But now the production is slowly going up and overriding the consumption. That's very good. So now all the oil field things are done, and then we work on the power, and then the last power upgrade is in place. Moving on to the batteries, and then we see the oil thing climb, and the power thing is climbing too, and then we move on to the capacitor upgrades. So all of that gets completed, and then we resume the tier 4 technology unlock. Beautiful. And just like that, tier 4 technology. But now, whoa, what is all this? Copper plastic circuits? Wow. So it looks like the first couple of buildings just need the tier 3 technology and a little bit of tier 2. So we'll just get one of each of those placed up here in sequence and then see what we're working with. Just get a few of the diggers going at once. But the auto things, at least in the beginning, just take capacitor widgets so we can get one of those going there. And then copper forge, basically working the same way as the glass, it looks like. Or no, not the glass, the iron smelter. Get one of those forge hatches in there. And then in the plastic extractor, oh, this just relies on oil. Never mind the copper things. So we have to pressurize the thing by clicking repeatedly, and then we extract it, which will extract as long as there's pressure, but we can't pressurize it while it's going. Well, that's a whole thing I don't want to worry about again. Upgrade that right away. And then circuit fab, working basically the same way as the power thing. So we have to charge it, and then we can put things together. Very interesting. Upgrade the auto crafter. I don't want to do that. The less I have to do, the better. Okay, oh wow. First we were doing addition, and then it just jumps straight to division. Compute. 5, and then, oh, it just changes. It's all math. It's all math. Definitely don't want to think about that. Thankfully, we had enough of the computational widgets to make one of those already. But we can still do some of these on our own, which, what happens if we guess wrong? Input mismatch, so it just doesn't get made. But now we have the basics of an automated computing widget production line, which, wow, just opens up so many more green things on the tree. And the next tier needs over 1,000 of those widgets. But I tell you what, we've already done a lot for our production right now, so I think that'll do it for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look at Widget Inc. Very interesting. It's got a demo that'll be a part of Next Fest, so make sure you check it out. Thank you very much for watching, and sub to Intern. And I would like to thank the channel members, including Bread, Corby Farm, Dakota, Donamoto, DeviantX, Ancient Elixir, Matthew, Hateful Herald, Peggy Sue, Drupalong, Lily, The Miner Within, The Garrity, Sans, Isaac, V, Killer Squad, Mousy, and Nicholas.